How's it going, everybody? Today's going to be a little bit of a short one. I just wanted to talk about this because I think this is absolutely disgusting. So apparently, a bunch of news outlets, namely, these are just the ones that I found, but namely Rolling Stone, Yahoo, and fucking IMDb are all, well, I guess IMDb is just referencing the Rolling Stone thing, so I guess not them, but like Rolling Stone and Yahoo, though Yahoo is also referencing. So really just Rolling Stone. But Rolling Stone is now claiming that all of the backlash towards Ava Chris Tyson is transphobic in origin. What the hell does this mean, Rolling Stone? Or because nobody's ever even brought up the fact that Chris is trans, except for context, as in to say that, hey, Chris is now Ava. That's it. That's the only time that Chris being trans has come up in the discussion. No one cares about how Chris identifies in this discussion. So the only reason that Rolling Stone is saying this, I mean, the only reason that I can assume, and hey, stop me if you think I'm being a little bit facetious here, but the only reason why this could be considered a transphobic attack by Rolling Stone is if Rolling Stone thinks that the things being said about Chris apply to all trans people, which I'm sorry, but from my point of view, that's kind of messed up of Rolling Stone to say. Tyson's being accused of grooming a minor. So the alleged victim, now 20 years, refutes the claim. You know that that's normal, right? Like most victims of grooming who were successfully groomed, who were actually, messed with by an adult, they tend to defend their groomer. They tend to defend their attacker. Get out of my face. Ava Chris Tyson, best friend and longtime collaborator of Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, stepping away. Absolutely the right decision to make. Absolutely. It's a shame that Mr. Beast wasn't the one to say, "Hey, because of this, we're removing Chris." It's a shame that it was Chris saying it because he did it in the worst way possible. Here's his apology. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. I'm sorry that me going around commissioning a CP artist, laughing and gloating about someone's child being drawn in extremely sexual positions and, you know, sharing inappropriate comments with minors, offering to buy them gifts, offering to, include them in my clique, and offering all sorts of things to this minor while making sexual jokes with them because that's what the quote unquote edgy commentary was. It was Chris calling this 14-year-old boy while Chris himself, Chris at the time, not Ava yet, was in his 20s. So this whole thing of I'm sorry if I offended you bullshit, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, Ava. This is not the way to apologize. This isn't an I'm sorry for my actions. It's an I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not a real apology. Everybody knows that this right here is not a real apology. So, after revealing last year that she was on gender affirming hormone replacement therapy and changing her pronouns on Twitter, Ava Tyson, has been hit by a wave of transphobic attacks online. This is true. There were a bunch of transphobic people at the time, but that's not what's happening now, by the way. Despite both her ex-wife Katie, with whom she shares a son, and Donaldson defending Tyson against bullying and harassment, the backlash has continued to intensify. Yes, but that's not what we're talking about here. On June 13, a 45-minute video was posted online by the account Prism42 accusing Tyson of grooming a minor and outlining alleged evidence of inappropriate interactions. Not alleged evidence of alleged inappropriate interactions. That's how you say that because alleged evidence right here, this means that the evidence itself is inconclusive. They are claiming that it is evidence when what was presented was actual irrefutable facts that, were evidence of alleged inappropriate interactions. Now, whether or not the interactions were inappropriate was still under discussion and still being investigated, and now we have reached a conclusion as a community that yes, those interactions were 100% inappropriate. Absolutely. Chris, Ava, whatever. You don't need to apologize for how people responded to your actions. You need to apologize for your actions, not just because of what you did to, that 14-year-old boy, the whole sharing that inappropriate commentary, bringing him into a world that he never should have been exposed to in the first place. You need to apologize to Jimmy, to Mr. Beast. You need to apologize to your wife, to your son, because what this does is it puts them in a state of enhanced scrutiny. Now, anything they do will suffer because of what you did, Chris, because of your actions. You have resulted in them suffering. Your actions have such a larger impact than you think when you're this large in the public sphere. If people know who you are, if this many people know who you are, your actions have such a big impact. You can't be this type of person. You can't have this type of interactions. You cannot make this type of joke around a 13-year-old boy, Lava. You can't. It's not something that you can even think about doing because of the consequences of those actions. Now, Lava is coming out and saying, I wasn't groomed, none of this, I wasn't hurt, nothing happened between me and Chris. Lava, you're the last person whose testimony matters right now. You're a victim. You're not impartial. All these people who have this, by the way, I ran a Discord with Chris Tyson when I was 13. No, no, you shouldn't be in that position. You're a 13-year-old boy with a 20-year-old man, and you're making edgy, inappropriate jokes and running a Discord with him. No, that's not a thing. I don't care that you feel like, oh, you had so many opportunities. No, you shouldn't, because like you edit videos now. You're an editor. Okay, you had this opportunity. I'm sure that great monetary success came from it, but I'm also absolutely certain that Chris should never have had those interactions with you. You are absolutely wrong to say that these people are lying. Not to mention these videos that he mentioned here, as says the community notes, these videos don't even talk about the interactions with Lava. This entire article presenting what is being said about Chris, presenting what Chris has done, not as, hey, it's come out that Ava Chris Tyson is stepping away because of past actions, because of supporting a CP artist, because of, having these inappropriate moments with a 13-year-old boy. Having all of these interactions online are the reason why Ava is removing themselves from the public sphere. Instead, you're saying it's a transphobic attack. What does that mean, Rolling Stone? Do you think that people only care because Ava is trans? Or do you think that what's being said about Ava applies to all trans people? Like, this is such a unbelievably malicious commentary on the subject, on what is happening by Rolling Stone. Genuinely. So let these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond bad edge is disgusting and did not happen. We don't know, actually. All we have is your testimony and the testimony of Lava, both of which are unreliable. In past years, I've learned that my old humor is not acceptable, cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself. Except just a month ago, you had a conversation with Keemstar, and Keemstar asked you about the comments that you made about his daughter. What was your response then, Chris? Because from what I've gathered, you didn't apologize. No, you leaned into them. So all of this bullshit where you say, I've learned that my old humor is not acceptable, it's bullshit. No, you didn't. You still think that what you said is right. You're just upset, or you're just realizing now that people are upset about it. You're just now suffering the consequences of what you said. And that's a problem. That's why people are angry. That's why people look at this and say, oh, this isn't a real apology. Because you're not actually apologizing. You don't care. You're just realizing that other people do. And that's a problem. I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people who work at Mr. Beast. You should have thought of that before. You should have thought of that before. You should have realized that, hey, I'm with my friend who is striving to create something, to create this legacy that affects so many people, that helps so many people. Maybe I shouldn't be in these circles. Maybe I shouldn't interact with this person who draws child pornography. Maybe I shouldn't do all of this stuff. Maybe I shouldn't make this comment. Maybe I shouldn't talk to this person. Maybe I shouldn't make edgy jokes with 13-year-old boys. Maybe I shouldn't even have a 13-year-old boy running my Discord. Maybe. Maybe you need to understand that, Chris. Maybe that's the problem. I think you really need to reflect on this. And genuinely, I don't think that this is just a matter of, oh, he needs to take a break for a little. I think that if he comes back, the backlash should come back with him. People should see if he ever steps foot in the social space again. If he ever tries to have this position again in our space, I think people should come at him with everything again, saying, no, no, you're not allowed here anymore. We don't want you here. And for as long as you're staying here, we're going to be continuing to bring these accusations forward and saying, you did this. We don't want you here. Ava Tyson burned everyone around her, or him or them. I'll be honest. Let me check so I'm not she, her. Yes. Burned everyone around her, including Jimmy. Jimmy, who, despite all the good he does, already suffers enhanced scrutiny. And despite that, Ava, you're still putting him in a position where he has to suffer more of that enhanced scrutiny. Or what? You think that the next time a video comes out and people accuse him of all sorts of racist rhetorics, they won't also throw in that he's friends with somebody who is a known pedophile? And I've said this before. If you like CP, whether it's lolly hentai or whatever, like, you're a pedophile. That's the only reason you like that. You find attraction in young girls, and that is the definition of a pedophile. So yes, Ava Tyson, you're a pedophile. This is the fact. I'm not saying you assaulted anyone. I'm not saying you've committed any crimes, but what you are is immutable. The meaning of the word, you fit that meaning. So absolutely, you are that thing. But anyway, guys, a little bit of a heavier video because I saw the title of this and I couldn't let it pass without talking about it, because massive lies. The only massive lie here is that the current attacks are transphobic in nature. So I'll see you guys again next time, maybe. I'll probably make more videos about this if the situation continues to evolve, but I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Cheers, guys. God damn.